Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Chief. I'm coming at you with a deck profile. Who am I with, and what did we do this weekend?
I'm Dave. I'm not Dave. And I got top 8 at the regional. Yippee!
Yeah, and we'll make sure to link his YouTube video and the deck profile and whatnot.
I don't know how I got here, but I got here somehow.
Dude, because you're like that, man.
Me at the start of the regional, me right now.
Do you have any shout-outs before we do the deck profile?
Shout out Chief behind the camera.
Oh, thank you.
Shout out all the boys who came here with me.
Yep.
Shout out everybody at Top Table, Goated Locals.
Yep.
Shout out everybody who helped me test, and that's pretty much it.
All right. Show us what you played, man.
So I played the Pure Snake deck. And I got it broken down here real quick. I just played 12 defensive cards. I played 3 Droll, 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, and then 2 Thrust to the Talons.
Okay.
And I know this isn't that much. Like, there's a lot of these versions of this deck. And, like, I'm not saying this is, like, a crazy different deck to what a lot of the pure Mitsurugi decks play. Mm-hmm. But I really just wanted every single hand I opened to be playable. Okay? And a lot of these decks will kind of, like, try to cut down on the engine, you know, slim it down so that they can play more non-engine. I didn't care about that. And honestly, it worked out great because the whole point is I just wanted to be able to push through boards.
Good.
Like, earlier in a match, I played against a person who played the Mitsurugi but with Ryziel, and they set up the full board. So it was like Ritual Monster, Detonator with the Cross, they Gallant Granted Search Nib, they had the Trap card Omni Negate, they had Prayers Reborn and Destroy, and they had Imperm, and I broke the whole board and killed them through it.
You're insane.
Because, no, I'm ass. But that's why I wanted to play so much engine. So I played, for the engine, I played 2 Saji, 1 Kusanagi, 3 Aramasa. I mean, this is pretty standard. And then the rest of the deck is literally just all gas.
I see some nice cards there,
Well,
Dave.
I guess. And then I played the very standard 3, 2, and 1.
Okay. And before you move on, you liked the 2 Ritual. I've seen some people trimming it down to 1. You think this is better?
Yeah, I really like the 2 Ritual because there's a lot of lines where it's just like weird. This deck can get to lethal, but you actually a lot of times need to summon 2 of this plus a guy to get to lethal, unless you like do things with prayers or whatever. But a lot of times you need prayers to start your plays. So there were a lot of times where I was summoning double of this just to be able to get like enough damage in.
Okay, nice.
Hibachi is the broken card. We don't got to talk about him. And then Futsu, his card's just soul charge, bro. Like, it's just soul charge. It's I love him.
Hey,
so
they
much.
play the game. You
play the game. That's what I'm saying. The amount of times like I'd like end on like an IP or something and like this guy, and this is the only one I typically don't use, and they'll nib me, and I'll be like, oh, cool. Summon back, search the quick play spell, which I didn't have access to before, and my board was actually like slightly better.
There you go. Okay.
And then, like I was saying, like literally, I just wanted to play as much gas as possible, so I played all gas. So I played 3 Nadir and a Dogmatic and Maximus.
All right. You gotta talk to us about this.
So,
Dave.
bro, everybody was telling me to play Impulse. And like, look, listen. I'm not gonna deny to you. Like, Extrav and Impulse, it's honestly probably the better way to go. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like that engine's insane. Impulse is like probably the best hand trap in the game right now, besides Droll, in my opinion. It's insane. But there was 2 reasons I decided to play this instead. First, I've been playing the Nadir Servant package basically since this deck has come out, and so I'm just a lot more comfortable with it.
Okay.
And like this, unlike Extrav, is always full combo, where Extrav could be full combo.
Okay, so you like that there isn't as much RNG with this.
And just like Extrav, you can still draw 2 with this because you send Garura, you summon this, and then if you already have combo, one of the 2 cards you send is Fergie, so it still draws you 2 cards. So like the only difference is like the locking out of the extra deck, which I'm gonna be honest, doesn't matter because the only card you would make is IP Masquerena, and you would summon IP before you use this card. And if you have to use this card to start, that's fine too. I love this card. And the big thing, and I'll show you when I get to the extra deck, is this stuff just let me out so much stuff I should not have been able to out, dude. Like, I was like popping Ryziel crosses or like forcing them to use the negate early. I was popping back row that was like, you have cooked me. I popped like floodgates with this. I popped, get a nice look at my mismatching rarities. I mean, it just, dude, it did so much. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I had to do it all over again, I would play this again. Like, it was great.
Awesome.
And then continuing with that engine, I played 3 pre-prep. Another 1-card combo. 3 prayers, more engine. 3 ritual. Like I said, I just wanted as much engine as humanly possible to help me push through stuff. And with the pre-prep, with the mirror, this card just helps so much. Like this card, unlike the ritual spell, it doesn't have to exactly equal the level of the monster you summon. So I got hit with Mistress of the Gnomes, and you can still resolve this.
Wow.
So even though I got gnomed, I was still able to summon my boy Murakumo, and I was still able to cook.
There you go.
And the fact it can put itself back, although honestly, I almost never put it back because I'm also always usually just adding it back off Kusanagi for follow-up. But like this card made such a huge difference because like a lot of times they'd stop this at like both effects and they'd be like, oh, he's probably gonna pass, and I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, I mean, all amazing. Like,
All right. And then what are those last cards?
And then the last cards here are just a couple one-ofs called by. I mean, the one, like, the biggest weakness of this deck is Droll. We all know that. But because of all the engine I play, it's really the only thing that, like, really cooks me. And, of course, there's going to be some hands where I open super fragile. Don't get me wrong. Like, it happened today. But really, as long as I don't get drolled, I'm usually able to play with this deck. So,
nice.
And then the last two one-ofs were just the Trap and Magatama. This deck is 41 cards, and I'm usually a big stickler about 40. And this is the 41st card because, in theory, you could just keep this in the side and just side it for going first. But really, for your end board going first, you need both of these in the pure deck because you don't have Detonator, you don't have Cross. So, like, really, like, you're ending on, like, IP into SP. So that's 2 banishes because SP banish again. You have the Ame to rip a card, but it's usually going to rip their worst card. And then, and then Magatama, and then the Regeki from them. So like that's only 4 interruptions, which sounds decent, but against a lot of the best decks, it's just not enough.
Okay.
So this 5th and 6th interruption are huge, and this card we all know, the Omni Negate. This card,
Dave, you got to tell me about this card because you were telling me this was doing you justice today, man.
Like, okay, I know when people say it's like the best card in their deck, like, oh, why aren't you playing 3 of it? For a card that's a one-of, like, obviously you don't want to play 3 of this card because, like, it's a searchable card, like, it's just, like, a very, like, you know, situational card. For a one-of, it's the best card in my deck.
Okay.
Because this card outs so much stuff. Like, the amount of times people would end on, like, Caesar with the Fiendsmith stuff, and I'd be like, cool, normal Saji, search this, activate, tribute Saji, pop the Caesar. Now they just lost 2 interruptions, the biggest ways to stop the ritual spell. Somebody hit me with Peekaboo, which obviously this whole deck is like all ritual, all reptiles. I'd chain this, pop it, they couldn't do anything. I got hit with Soul Drain. I got hit with Deck Lockdown.
Wow.
Like, I got hit with so many different floodgates, and this card literally kept me in the game. I got hit with D-Barrier, and I went, cool, set this, ritual on their turn.
Yep.
Like, it's just, they just put in so much work. It's single-handed me, probably won me half the games today.
And I have one more question before we move on.
Yeah.
I see that there's no Wosu. We saw at some of the YCSs and some of the national events, a lot of people were liking it because it was really good into like Detonator and stuff like that. Yay or nay? I mean, it's clearly not here, so are you playing it? What's your thoughts on it?
So Wosu, I really like that card. And honestly, in like the pure deck, it's really good. I'm not going to deny it, dude. But there's 2 things. So first off, because I'm playing the Nadir Servant package, I don't know, it's in there somewhere. Because I'm playing the Nadir Servant package, if I send the stuff, if I Wosu them, like first, and then I Nadir, I can't use any of my extra deck stuff that I send because they're non-reptiles.
Okay.
And that's doomed. Because sometimes you need that stuff to go through.
Of course.
And that's like 4 cards in my deck that like need to happen. And second, if I'm being honest, I've tested this deck a lot, and I've never needed it. I mean, like, it never came up once today.
You're
Like,
just him.
No, I'm not him.
You're just him.
The whole day today, it did not come up. And which, I'm not saying the card is not good. I really do think about it. And I honestly heavily considered siding one for going second just to out, like, you know, the tower monsters or whatever. But at least in the testing and at least today, it didn't come up once.
Okay.
But again, I don't think it's a bad card. I definitely think it's a card you could consider.
All right. Now show me the extra deck next.
The extra deck. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Realistically, there's only a couple of these cards that really matter. So, all of the cards for the Nadir package, all of these came up,
Okay.
except for Ferjit. but that's only because like a lot of times like I lost the die roll and I was having to outboards, so I was usually going for like this off the Maximus or whatever. This was great. I mean, I have no complaints. Like going first, use this to draw. I drew into draw. It helped me win a game. This allowed me to switch a mirror to keep extending. This added a cross or whatever. There was a reason I couldn't like pop it or whatever. I think I had already used the Entis, and the Entis, like I said earlier, it helped me out so much stuff. Oh my god, it was so good. Yeah, I'd play all 5 of those targets again. And then I played Typhon. I never summoned it. I played Unicorn and Access Code. I never summoned them either. I summoned Zeus. On testing, this came up a lot because I thrust into talents, take the DDD, battle phase beat over something, make Zeus wipe the board, and then just combo in main phase 2, but it didn't come up today. I played King of the Fairlamps, never summoned it. I played Baguska, never summoned it. I played Haggard. I did summon this once to link climb into SP to banish something. And it drew me into like a second Ash, which was like mid, but like, you know, it did its job. And then the only actual 3 cards that like you actually summon that you're not just sending is IP, SP, and Dynamondo. I mean, like basically every end board, you're always making IP into this. And it's also nice because since you do that, you never play into Typhon because you always only summon one time. Right? You're only summoning this or you're summoning this. Like this into this. And then Dynamondo, I mean, came up so much. Like, honestly, like the effect of like Tribute and Bring Back came up, but really the Shuffle Back effect came up so much today. Like just outing stuff. Like the extra deck was really good, except the only card I would really change would be the King of the Fairlamps, because like in theory there's some hands where like you summon 2 4s, you get drolled or something, and then you make this like on a follow-up turn, but like it really didn't do anything. I was considering playing like the Gallant Granite stuff, but I'm gonna be honest, like it just conflicts with some things, and I'm like, I just wanted to play with what I knew. So like this card could definitely be cut, but everything else has to be played at least with this version of the deck. And then the side deck. So starting off the side deck, I want to show that I was very prepared for Malice. I played 3 Lancia, 3 Chaos Bunter. I played a Sanctum. These were all for Malice. I didn't play a single Malice today.
Wow.
So I never sided in any of these. I sided in Lancia once against a Dragon Ruler opponent. And besides that, I didn't side any of these.
Wow.
I didn't play against Malice. I played Duster, never sided it once. I played, so this is my boy Chief told me to play this card. I played 3 Salesman and a Crossout. I'm gonna be honest, I sided this in once and I never saw it. Or I sided in once, I called Droll off of it and he didn't have it. The theory is that like, I know that like it's only like a 30-something% chance of them opening Droll, but like, and like to be fair, going second against Detonator, it's actually pretty good. But like, the idea is that like, I play so much Engine that the only hand trap I really lose to is Droll. This deck doesn't care about any of the Charmies. They might get like a draw or 2, but like they're not getting anything more than that, which is fine. I Ash, Imperm, all of that. Like people like were like just throwing hand traps at me, and it just didn't matter unless it was Droll. And like that's basically what this was for. I sided this in a ton, but the Salesman, it was cute. You know, it put the fear of God in my opponent, but like it didn't really come up. And honestly, the only card that really came up today at all was Fua. Like honestly,
really no main board Fua.
I wanted to main board this card, but like I said, since I can only play so much non-engine, I really wanted to play like super impactful stuff. And like if you play against Mitsu, this card is very mid. So I just always sided it going second. Like honestly, this was my side deck today. None of this really came. Like it's actually crazy. Like because I just didn't play. Like my matchup for like round 1, I played against like Centurion, who hit me with like a bunch of floodgates, but I managed to win. Game, I can't really remember what I played against like round 2, and then I basically played like 7 straight matches of Mitsurugi Rise Heal.
Wow.
Oh no, and I played against 1 Dragon Ruler. That dude was a Giga Chad. You know who you are. He eradicated me from my whole hand. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right, Dave. Anything else before we let you go?
That's my first top 8. I'm so happy. I don't care if I do anything else in the game. I'm so happy I got my top 8. That's all.
Well, we're proud of you, man. Congrats.
Yippee!
To Nats we go.
Yippee!